Welcome to Pre-Snap Podcast, presented by LineStar app. Here's your host, Casey Bubba and Scott Bogman.
And welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Pre-Snap Podcast, brought to you by the wonderful people at LineStar Sports. Make sure you check them out on Twitter at LineStar app and at LineStar NFL to get all the cool updates, fun stuff, and things. And most importantly, download the app in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Everything you need in the palm of your hands to build your winning DFS lineups. You can check me out on Twitter at BDentric, and my co-host, as always, to help me break down this Thursday night showdown on Twitter at Bogman Sports. Scott Bogman, how are we doing?
I'm doing good. You know, it's funny. We got this Thursday night football game. So on NFL Network, they've been running replays of the Super Bowl between the Falcons and Patriots, which is just blood curdling. You got to hate that if you're a Falcons fan.
I remember where I was when this happened. It was heart-wrenching. It was horrible.
Yeah, it was a gross game for sure. But it was, you know, which is worse, this or the Rams and Patriots? Because I think the Rams and Patriots was much more worse because there was almost no offense in it at all.
Yeah, Rams and Patriots was probably much worse, but when you mention it that way, I just think as a Dolphins fan wanting to see the Patriots get embarrassed, I was so beyond excited seeing 28-3. But at the same time, while people at the party I was at was celebrating, I kept saying, stop. This is Belichick and Brady. Just stop, guys. And they proved me right.
Yeah, exactly. So don't like that. But this matchup, look, I don't know if it's going to be much better, right? Atlanta's not playing good ball right now, and New England is. That's kind of the difference here. So it will make for an interesting game. Obviously, betting this game or having a showdown makes this game way more fun to watch and bearable, because this might be one of those Thursday nighters that gets away. Now, last week it got away in a different way. And who won that contest, Bub?
The Dolphins.
The Dolphins did, right. Who won it in the showdown?
Bogman did.
Look at that. 2-1, everybody. Zing, zong. Let's go.
Zingo. Yeah, Bogman's getting the job done, folks. This goofy guy. So, yeah, enjoy it while you can. I'm going to be like the Washington football team and come up and bite you in the ankle now. But we'll see how this week goes. New England's -7 in this game on the road, over under 47. We know that Cordarrelle Patterson is a game-time decision, which makes things very interesting. We have a just beat up Falcons team to begin with. They're just a mess all around. And then you got, even without Damian Harris, Ramondre Stevenson, who was your boy in the preseason, he's running wild. It's going to be a very, very interesting showdown to break down. How do you see this one playing out? Just a beat down by New England?
I do think it's a New England beat down. But look, how do you take running backs in this game, right? In a showdown, because Damian Harris might play. But with him out, we saw Stevenson have a huge week. So we know Stevenson's going to be involved. You know, the Welsh you were our guest in this league this week, mentioned how much the Falcons give up to the running back in the passing game. So Bolden could be a good option for them. And then on the flip side, Wayne Gallman got way more run than Mike Davis last week and is more expensive than Mike Davis in this slate. And Cordarrelle Patterson is a game time decision. So that's a tough one to pick as well. So I'll just throw it out there. I don't have a running back in my showdown. So I don't know if you're the same way or if that's an interesting strategy that we're going to see here, but I am not rostering any running back in this game.
That's a bold strategy, Cotton. Bold strategy. I don't hate it, just bold strategy, because even Bolden, I had to use him in season-long fantasy last week because of injuries and whatnot. I had picked him up on Sunday morning. So he got me 10 PPR points. So it could be a wild one on deck yet again, so I can see the Bolden appeal. It's going to be fun, but let's just get into it. Do we expect a New England beatdown? Mac Jones coming off a monstrous week. Do you roll with Mac Jones in the captain, or are you going somewhere on the Falcons side of things? How are you breaking that one down?
Mac Jones is going to be my captain, even though I think this is a beatdown, which can lend towards, you know, the opposing quarterback scoring more points, obviously, because they're playing from down, they're playing catch up, all that stuff. But we saw what happened last week in the blowout against Atlanta. They just said, we can't have Matt Ryan taking these hits. And they went to Felipe Franks. So, Josh Rosen and then Felipe Franks. So I think that Mac Jones is going to get the job done here. So he's going to be my captain this week. Go captain, my captain, Mac Jones.
Yeah, I think I'm going Mac Jones as well. I think he's be very, very popular. He's expensive, but you just see the way he's gotten things done of late. He's put up 15 or more DK points in 3 of his last 5 outings. There's really not like a world beater outside of Ramondre Stevenson's week last week. So there's really no consistent production to make things happen, which makes the flex plays pretty flexible. But we know Mac Jones is going to touch the ball every play, and he's going to have a big impact on this game. And the way Bogman is breaking down his lineup, if he's not using running backs, you're going to have to think it's going to get done in the passing game. So Mac Jones makes a lot of sense in that regard as well. So we'll both go Mac Jones in the captain spots. It's a little anticlimactic, but where are you going with your flex position?
Yeah, my first flex position here, and by the way, second most expensive captain. The only other guy that you could pick that would be more expensive than Mac is Matt Ryan. But my first flex spot, I'm going to go with Kyle Pitts. Once again, think Atlanta is playing from behind a lot in this game. I think he's the number 1 wide receiver option on this team, or really just receiving option, not wide receiver option. Obviously, he's a tight end. I mean, he's really a wide receiver, but whatever. But give me Kyle Pitts. I'm hoping he just gets in that end zone, and he is 9,600, if not using the captain spot. So I like him.
Yep, we're on the same page yet again, so it's going to get boring real quick. Ooh. But I'm going to go Kyle Pitts as well, because if they are having to play from behind and keep up, I think Pitts has a major piece of that action, so I'll keep it short and simple there. But I'll give my next flex play to be a little different. And I'm not using Matt Ryan, but I'm going to use some of these pieces in the passing game. And I'm going to go to Russell Gage. I hope people are paying attention to his game logs. 0 catches, had a big game for 7, 0, then 4 and 5. I think he gets back involved in this game. So give me some Russell Gage at $9,900 on DK. I think he's a guy that we can have some fun with this week and have another impact. Or 6,600, sorry. Captain was 99. So I'll go with Russell Gage as my flex 3 in this one. Where are you going next?
I like it because that's finally a player that I do not have. I don't have Russell Gage. So I'm going to take the other wide receiver 1 on New England and go with Jacoby Myers. 8,000. We just saw him get in the end zone. Finally, that's just a freak thing. The guy doesn't get in the end zone that many weeks in a row, being the number 1 wide receiver pretty much all of last year and all of this year too. So I think he could get in the end zone here. Obviously not something I would absolutely bank on, but I think he gets a bunch of catches too. And he's 8,000, which is not crazy expensive in this contest. So give me Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, no, I'll keep this simple as well, because I have Jacoby Myers as well in my lineup to go with Mac Jones. So we'll move on from there. Who's your next flex play?
I got Hunter Henry. Do you have Hunter Henry?
No, I do not. I thought about it, but I do not.
I got Hunter Henry in there at 7,000 against Atlanta. He's such a good red zone target on this team. So I think obviously Jacoby Myers going to be making the catches. Hunter Henry can get in the end zone twice. We've seen him already do it before this season. Jonnu Smith banged up once again. I don't think he practiced today on Wednesday as we're recording this either. So I'm not expecting him to play. So Hunter Henry could see a ton of targets from Mac Jones in this game, and I plugged him in.
Yeah, my next one will be another receiver that went off for New England last week, and that's Kendrick Bourne. That's where I pivoted off of Henry. I went to Kendrick Bourne, 4 for 98 last week. He has 4 more receptions in 4 straight weeks. He has double-digit production in 2 out of 3, at least 6 points in all 4 games for the New England Patriots. And if for some reason Atlanta's smart enough to go focus on Jacoby Myers, it just opens things up for Kendrick Bourne even more, who's starting to build a nice consistent rapport with Mac Jones. So I'll be going Kendrick Bourne in this offense at 7,600. Who is your lone rank? How much money you got left?
Right now, I would have between my last 2, that would be, what would that be? 9,200, 9,500 bucks.
Okay. Who you got in your last 2 spots?
My last 2 spots, I'm going to go with Tajay Sharp at 3,600. There's not that like absolute punt play of $200 or $300 this week, which is a little upsetting because you would love to get that, but also there's not a lot of top plays either. I mean, you can go with Ramondre Stevenson at 8,600. Damian Harris, who's not even a lock to play, is at 8,800. But after that, I mean, we're getting into, Mike Davis at 5,800. Olamide Zacchaeus at 5,400, that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go with Tajay and just hope he gets some targets as the Falcons are coming back on the Patriots. And then he's at 3,600, and then I'm spending 5,600 on the Patriots defense. Not a move that I really like to do, but since I do think this is going to be a blowout in New England's favor, I'm hoping we get that pick 6 or at least a bunch of sacks, maybe a couple turnovers. Kyle Duggar picked off the ball the other day. We saw Phillips get a couple the other day as well. So this team can turn the ball over for sure. So I'm going to add the Patriots defense and have them.
I really like Bogman's lineup. This is really not good. This is because I like that Patriots defensive call a lot, but I have $2,300 left for my final pick, and this is where I'm going to get contrarian, and this could help be an all or nothing type play here. But I am going to take a running back. I'm going to take J.J. Taylor of the New England Patriots as my running back 3, and this obviously is if Damian Harris is out. Otherwise, this is a worthless play, and I will change things up in my lineup. But he had 6 carries last week. He had 9 carries and a reception the week before. He's got at least two touches in almost every game he's been suited up for, and he'll only be suited up if Damian Harris is out, obviously. But he's putting up points. He put up 16 points almost 2 starts ago when he scored twice. If he just finds his way into the end zone once, it's huge. If he just gets 5+ touches, that'll be huge for $1,000. So he'll be my my last piece, leaving $1,300 on the table. Like ideally, I would mix things up some more. I like the Hunter Henry angle. I like the New England call quite a bit. The defense, I think that's a big one.
I feel like we missed one of yours. Can you burn through it again?
I have Jones at captain, Kyle Pitts, Russell Gage, Jacoby Myers, Kendrick Bourne, and J.J. Taylor.
Okay, we didn't. My bad.
Yeah. So those are all mine. But the couple pieces I wanted to go through just in case people do want some other potential values on this slate. Some of the ones that stand out in a big way. I like the Tajay Sharp call, but Koo, the kicker for Atlanta at 4K, could be a really good one because I think if they score it, a lot of it will be coming from that situation. So that'll be one to look at as well. Otherwise, like you said, you got the Zacchaeuses, you got Aguilar's, Mike Davis. I think Mike Davis at 58 could be a heck of a value. I think he's going to get a lot more love this week, at least in the passing game. So he's a guy that could be worth.
It just makes me so nervous because they were getting blown out last week and they went to Gallman. So did they go to Gallman because they were getting blown out, or did they go to Gallman because Mike Davis sucks? And Gallman costs more than Mike Davis.
That's the weird part.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Like you could almost just go balanced to go like Davis, Patriots defense, and a couple of guys and see where it goes. Like I'm not in love with my lineup right now. We're gonna roll with it because that's what we're doing now. I have a feeling I'll tweak it before Thursday night starts in my other formats, but Bogman might be going 3-1. I like something about that New England defense, but at the same time, I think they're going to be extremely popular for good reasons. So that'll be quite interesting. Any final thoughts on this Thursday showdown? Like it's going to be fun again. One of these weeks when we actually have a good game to break down. But right now, they feel like they're so one-sided. And we thought that last week, and it ended up being one-sided, just the other way.
Just the other way that we thought.
It's like we haven't had that good back and forth in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the following week we have the Thanksgiving showdown lineup. So
it won't be showdown. That'd be a 3-game slate.
Yeah, the 3-game slate. So that'll be interesting. But the following week we have the Cowboys and Saints. We have the Steelers and Vikings, which could be better. Could be
those
worse.
Could be good games. Those have potential.
Chiefs at least. And Chargers, Niners, and Titans.
Okay, we have some good games coming up. We
got some good ones coming up. So this is kind of the last one you have to stomach through. But
it's no Titans Jags color rush. We're good.
That's right. Yeah, make yourself some money while you're watching this ugly game, and also throw on some college football.
Yes, college football on Thursdays, baby. That's where it's usually at. But for anything else this week, continue to follow the Pre-Snap Podcast. You can watch it on YouTube on the LineStar YouTube channel, or to go to any of your listening platforms. And if you're on iTunes, give us a rate and review. We would truly appreciate that. But we'll be back with you guys on Friday with your main slate DFS preview. Make sure you check out the Bets, Picks and Bets podcast we dropped for you today as well as you're listening to this on Thursday, and get ready for some fun Thursday night action. Download the app. There's a chat room in there. If you have any questions, hit the guys up. Otherwise, check out Bogman on Twitter at Bogman Sports. I'm Matt Bediantric, and we'll catch you guys next time.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to Pre-Snap Podcast, presented by LineStar app. Please like, comment, subscribe, and rate for good karma in your fantasy football games.